Join me today on a serene morning stroll through the heart of Paris, the city of light and love. In this video, I'll take you on a visually stunning walking tour, capturing the essence of the French capital's charming streets and picturesque scenery. We will go from Bastille to Notre and the Ile Saint-Louis, so really in the center of Paris, which is an area very dear to me as it is where I grew up. So what you see here is the entrance of the subway station Bastille, one of them because it's several subway lines, and that is the main plaza with the opera in the back, the tall structure, and this is the place where it used to be the famous jail that was destroyed during the French Revolution. So here we're going down that street, Saint-Antoine, which really is kind of waking up in the morning. So I like these early morning strolls that really capture, in my opinion, the essence of Paris. And each time of day will have a different feel to it. Like if you take 5, 6 a.m., that's the subway and the buses that start running, the trash gets collected, the bakeries open and you can smell fresh bread. So today here, it is not 5 a.m. We're closer to 9:30 a.m. as I had booked a 10:15 a.m. Notre Dame visit, the entrance. So I was walking down my way to the church here. And bear in mind that Paris starts kind of late for certain jobs compared to the United States, for instance, or even certain cities and places in the country in France. So pretty common to arrive, if you have a job in an office, pretty common to arrive at 9 a.m. or even at 10 a.m. if you're, for instance, a lawyer. So it's gonna depend. Of course, you've got some jobs that start earlier, like post office or, as I mentioned, the bakery. But overall, if you start late, like 9 or 10 a.m., you're going to finish late as well. So it's pretty common to finish at 6, 7, or even 8 p.m., which puts the rush hours in the evening much later. But yeah, I always love to look at these bakeries. Always so tempting. And most of them have macarons because it is here in a pretty touristic area. It is not that far away from Notre Dame, close to Bastille. It's called Le Marais. And you have tourists, not just foreigners, French people as well, that come here during the day. So here you saw some sitting down. These were tourists. So that's why the macaron is something we eat, but having them systematically at all the bakeries, you can tell it's a touristic area. But you can see, how the morning starts here. You've got some work done on the street, in the buildings. Here they're putting out all the fruits and vegetables outside to sell. They were pretty expensive, actually. If you look at the price, look at that, €7 for that little thing of hopefully delicious strawberries, but pretty expensive. So yeah, the church is already open. That's a pretty large church. But overall, besides the tourists and people rushing to get to work, it wasn't that busy. Pretty quiet walking down that street. And the bikes you see here are probably one of the easiest way to get around Paris if you're careful. It's hop and go. You get a card. You see the station here, so it's not free. You have to pay a subscription, but it's pretty convenient. They are located everywhere around Paris. So you grab it here, you leave it over there, and you get to your destination. Often faster than the car, and more enjoyable than the subway. You're above ground. You can actually see, but yeah, it can get a bit dangerous here between the cars, the pedestrian, and the bikes. It's a mess. So while we continue on this little walk here, morning stroll through the streets of Paris, please leave a comment and share with us your favorite Paris experience. And if you haven't been to Paris, what would be the place you would love to visit first? Would it be Notre Dame, just like I did here? Or would you head to the Eiffel Tower? Or maybe something else? Let us know in the comments below. See, another bakery and more macarons just there up front. That looked very, very nice actually. And look at that street here. Look how narrow. It's actually even more narrow if you look up. The walls of the buildings are not straight. They come closer towards the top. So that's a pretty old street that was redone partially. It used to not be the best street to walk through with certain smells when I was a kid. And that shop here has been here forever. They do furniture and work the wood. So certain things stay. Others, I honestly don't recognize most of the previous street from the time I grew up. Everything has changed so much except for the church. But the rest, and the bakery actually, the bakery was there. We used to buy bread when I was a kid, so that was the bakery. It's changed owners, everything has been redone, but there's still a bakery at that spot. Pretty residential here, quiet as you can see, a little garden in the back. You have a school also not far away, and we arrive here to this beautiful castle, l'Hôtel de Sens, which is also a library and a museum. Absolutely beautiful, about 500 years old castle. Passing the garden and the castle here, actually if you look here to the right, there is another kind of castle. It's full of beautiful buildings in that area, very historical. But if we continue straight here, we're going to cross the river and head to the Île Saint-Louis, where we're getting closer to Notre Dame, which is on the other island, which is called Île de la Cité. So let's go and cross. So it's pretty busy with traffic here. As I said, it's people getting to work. So you do have a lot of streets have been changed and blocked, trying to make Paris green. So traffic is actually getting worse because the cars have less space to go through Paris. So when there's a large avenue, it's usually pretty busy. here from the Pont Marie, Notre Dame being all the way in the back at the far left here, where you've got the Ile de la Cité on the other side. But yes, beautiful view, pretty quiet, huh? Very peaceful, not too many touristic boats yet on the river. So that place here in front of us used to be a pub, bar, restaurant, and it's been closed forever. I don't know why. There are a few actually shops that have been closed. Yeah, look at the chains. You're not getting in. Yeah, I'm guessing the price of real estate is just outrageous in that area. See here, another one. It's been closed for a while and it's not taken over. It used to be a bakery over there, closed as well. So, but here I think there's a real estate place, just to give you some ideas of the prices in that area, in the Ile Saint-Louis. It's just outrageous. You need a few millions in order to get a not too big apartment. Yeah, pretty much nothing here below the million. See, 3.2 millions for 115 square meters. And that's not that big. It's like 3-bedroom max. So the thing to do if you go through that island is get an ice cream. All these places resell this ice cream, Bertillon. You see it on all the windows. The main shop house where the ice creams are manufactured were actually closed. It was vacation period. They love to take vacation when the kids are out of school. So it was right there. If you look, the beige shop right there in the street on the side, on the right side of that street. So I did not do it anyway. It was too early for me in the morning to get ice cream. But if you're there in the afternoon, evening, that's really the thing to do. Delicious ice creams. I highly recommend. The chocolate flavor is to die for. But yeah, let's continue here the walk. So you can see a lot of these shops. Some of them are closed because it wasn't 10 a.m. when shops usually open in Paris, but others were just closed. I was surprised to see how many, just shut down in such a touristic street. So that's another ice cream shop, actually, very nice one too, Italian, but good. It's a place to get ice cream. When you go and see Notre Dame, go and grab your ice cream. So the lady you see on the side here was delivering mail. So people usually, yes, go through the streets of Paris with their little rolling thing and go in each building door to door to deliver mails. So beautiful oranges here. 130 euros for a tiny orange tree, but producing. But when I compare to my $30 Costco tree, prices are definitely not comparable here. Deliveries here for the grocery stores, for the flower shops. That's what you see in the streets of Paris in the morning. Deliveries, which makes it even harder to go through if you have a car, because they can block the streets. Some streets are very narrow, and when you have a delivery truck, you're just stuck and you have to wait until the delivery is over to carry on your journey. So yeah, driving in Paris is really not recommended. And here we are. We are almost there. You see the construction buildings up front? That is it. That is the back of Notre Dame because it's not finished. They finished the inside, but they're still working on the outside. So that's what you see when you arrive from the back. On the other side of the bridge here, the building you see is the Town Hall of Paris. The beautiful building, extremely nice. Trying to zoom in here to show you. So I was talking about driving, but yes, a lot of bikes, bikes nowadays in Paris, which is dangerous as well, even when you walk, because you never know which ways the bikes are coming from. So you got them on the right, on the left. Be careful. Almost at Notre Dame here, so if you enjoy this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. More videos to come, in particular one showing you the inside of the cathedral. I saw it by day and by night. Two different perspectives. If you can, I would recommend to go by day, especially on a sunny day, because you can see the lights going through the colored tinted windows, and it is beautiful. So here we are on the Parvis de Notre Dame, so that's the front of the church where you get in. You have currently two lines to get in, one with reservation, which are free online. You just need to do it in advance. That you see on the right side, where pretty much you have no line, and the line you see here on the left of the screen is the one without reservation, which was not too bad at that time of day, but if you come later on, you can have quite a wait. Best, if you have not reserved, is to go on Thursday evening, which is the Nocturne, the evening, the only one in the week where it's open, I believe, until 10 p.m. So after 8, it's pretty empty.